Three major investigations are underway after a shooting in Oregon City leaves a police officer down. SWAT team members returned fire, killing the suspect you see on your screen. And new at noon, an eyewitness gives a first-hand account of the violence that stunned this Oregon City neighborhood. Welcome to KOIN 6 News at noon. I'm Jenny Hansen. We do have team coverage on that today. Brent Weisberg and Cor Harlan are both in Oregon City following this developing story. We want to start first with Brent.
Jenny, good afternoon. Officer Rob Lepke was hired in 2009 with the Oregon City Police Department. He was a reserve officer. That meant he volunteered his time with the department. Around 1 o'clock yesterday afternoon, he and his partner were dispatched to the 800 block of Lynn Avenue in Oregon City. Officials say that they were responding to a house fire. As the two officers were getting there, they learned that there was a man reportedly armed with a gun. Officers say that 88-year-old Lawrence Canberra confronted Officer Lepke, and that's when he was shot. SWAT officers were called to the scene. Video shows other officers rushing him to an ambulance. A Life Flight helicopter took him to Portland's Legacy Emmanuel Medical Center. When he arrived, we saw nurses performing chest compressions on him yesterday afternoon. For police, it's been a very difficult time, especially for the team who had to rescue the officer as the suspect was still on the run.
Our biggest concern once the officers got to him was to get him safely out of the area, get him to advanced life support. The SWAT team has a physician, an emergency trauma physician, as part of their deployment, and he was their lead person in getting Officer Lepke removed from the scene.
Well, the suspect was eventually shot and killed. Police have not provided a motive to all of this. Officer Lepke is a reserve officer with the department. Again, he was hired in September 2009 as a reserve officer. He volunteers to go out on these patrols, even has paid for most of his equipment. Now, an officer Rob Lepke fund has been set up. If you would like to donate to that, you have more information on our website at KOIN.com. Reporting live in Oregon City, I'm Brent Weisberg, KOIN 6 News.
Thank you for that information, Brent. We want to check in now with Cor Harlan for more on this developing story. Cor?
Well, Jenny, this is an anxious day for a lot of people in this neighborhood. It's been a long time since an Oregon City police officer has been shot on the line of duty here. A lot of people are having trouble coming to terms with this, really. Officer Lepke, as Brett just told you, is an Oregon City Reserve officer. This is actually video of him being sworn in back in 2009. He's the officer on the far left in this swearing-in video. Now, as far as new information today, the Sheriff's Office has not released any official information concerning Officer Lepke's condition. But video showing the officer shortly after he was hit shows him motionless as he was rolled into an ambulance and onto a Life Flight helicopter yesterday when all this happened. Neighbor Melanie Gleason credits Clackamas' SWAT team with getting Officer Lepke out as fast as they could.
And within a minute, I mean, it seemed like just now, they had that officer out. It was awesome. That's what we were all, praying for out here, is that get him out of there, because we knew he was still in there.
All right, here is, again, this has happened yesterday at about 1 o'clock. The road out here remains closed almost 24 hours after all of this happened. Here's back to a live picture here. You see the road closure signs still in place here right now as well. And we want to tell you that in addition to a lot of well-wishers from family and friends and neighbors here, there's still lots of concern about this officer's condition. Live here in Oregon City, Cor Harlan, KOIN 6 News.
Cor, thank you. And stay with KOIN 6 for all the latest developments in this story.